What's up, guys, and welcome back to the pre-qualifiers for the Summit. Got some NA Dota, some more NA Dota coming your way as Fire Dota take on ISGG. The second game in the best of three, currently 1-0 in favor of Fire. Got a swap of roles now, but it looks like we're going to have very similar bans. I'm Mike Lewis, going to be your caster. Hopefully we're not going to have any mute issues, because what kind of professional commentator would I be if that happened, right? Never. Never would something like that stop the stream, because that would not be cool. But Fire, they just stomped ISGG. They just played better. They had better responses. They had much better responses. They were less careless with their heroes. A lot of kind of questionable movements from the ISGG side of a random hero being in the middle of nowhere. Why is that Spirit Breaker there? Why is he dying again? I don't know. I don't think he knows, but that happened one too many times from the ISGG side, and Fire just didn't have that. They had really clean play, no pickoffs. Every single hero that was showing had backup with them. And when you're going up against Spirit Breaker and Legion Commander and Ursa, you gotta have that backup as fast as possible, and well, being in the immediate area can't get any faster than that. So we'll see if ISGG want to swap up their game plan a little bit. The Legion Commander, very similar pick as the last game, obviously. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to play the same strat. It just means they'll have the same hero. That's pretty much the end of it. They can still go into quite a few different directions with this first pick, Legion Commander. But they grab the Legion Commander. Fire, they'll just go ahead and grab the Magnus. Pretty darn powerful hero. Is not really an amazing hero necessarily versus someone like Legion Commander. It is fine versus the LC. But sets up Fire for kind of a rampy style of gameplay with... Ooh, I was not going to say Troll Warlord. I was going to say Juggernaut. Usually that's like the hero with Magnus or Life Stealer. Pick up one, and you could usually, if you get the other, be in a pretty good spot. Troll Warlord isn't really bad at that. In fact, Troll Warlord is pretty good with the Magnus. Just he's not really your standard with the Mag. He could certainly get the job done. Has a pretty good time versus the Legion Commander in the duel scenarios. Whirling Axes is brutal, plus just right-clicking them with Fervor does the job as well. Don't mind that adaptation from Fire, not one bit. I mean, Troll Warlord can still get that power ramp out once he gets empowered. And then towers, whew, yeah, you're not going to have many towers if ISGG are not in position at the right time. We do have, though, an interesting setup here for ISGG. The Earth Spirit's still in. Treant Protector not getting banned out, instead the Omnight's kicked out this time. Yet still deciding on the Riki. Now, this is an interesting change, to say the least. Is an okay hero to have versus Magnus. I mean, sometimes Smokescreen is just the best spell in the game, and sometimes it just doesn't do that all that much. It really does depend on your vision, how you could see the fight panning out positionally as the Riki. Drop the smoke screen preemptively, and the Magnus's opportunities get cut a lot. But I would say overall, probably low on the power level compared to those other two heroes, Earth Spirit, Treant Protector. Still going to go for it. Is going to set them off on a little more of an aggressive style. Riki definitely hero you want to set up with kills early on. Make sure you lock out that skewer from the early game. It does seem like ISGG just want to play this as aggro as possible. Riki Legion isn't really like a huge combo either. I guess Smokescreen guarantees you win duels, but I mean, if you're winning the duel is ever in question, you're probably not in a great spot to begin with. I predict a Rubik in our future. Fire Dota can be pretty happy with that. I wonder if Fire are going to grab one of those roamers themselves. They went for a Wind Ranger Rubik combo in the last game. And Rubik seems just fine here, if nothing else, to keep it away from his GG. Certainly a reasonable pick here for Fire. I mean, they already have 2 cores. You just have to make sure they don't get run over in lane.
5 seconds remaining.
Usually a Warlock or Rubik pick is going to guarantee that. Witch Doctor is similar in that regard, but not quite on the same power level, I would say. Unless you have some like sick Death Ward combo with Bat Rider Legion. Disruptor, the interesting pick for Fire. Definitely a lot of team fight angle coming out from Fire. Stark contrast to last game where their team fight was pretty much non-existent. As far as, the GA did some work. I'm not going to say it was bad, but we got some serious AoE from the Fire side this time. Really great to have if you're, if the enemy team is running with all these melee heroes, Ricky, leader commander, you kind of group up. You're going to get hit with that Static Storm, that RP, and all that pain means that Troll Warlord is going to have time to let loose with M power. Is potentially a hero that ISG can kind of abuse, seeing as though, well, okay, I was going to say Rubik is still in the pool, and yeah, they're going to grab him. You get some high value spells to steal, for one thing. The more aggressive you play, typically the weaker Disruptor is. He doesn't really want to be in any straight up fights in the early stages. Yeah, Thunderstrike actually does some pretty decent damage, but it's not really a damage tool. If Disruptor's ever in a slugfest, he's probably pretty sad.
Earth Spirit.
Fire going to kind of make up for that with the Earth Spirit. A lot of control from these two supports. Damage-wise, well, at least in the early game, Fire's damage isn't even that incredibly high. Troll Warlord and Magnus are both respectable, but it's nothing to write home about. But again, this game plan for Fire, ramp up the Troll Warlord, and that means don't get crushed in the early laning phase. Fire with the Disruptor and Earth Spirit, even if the Earth Spirit doesn't really play super roam heavy, if he just kind of camps out near the Troll Warlord, make sure that he and the Magnus both get a half-decent time, then that's good enough. Now, of course, if he has opportunities to roam around the map because the Troll and Mag are doing fine by themselves, that's more power to him. But in this game, it's more about keeping the Troll Warlord and Magnus safe over getting them off to a snowballing state. ISGG have to go for that snowballing state a little bit more. The Lina is going to smooth over the power curve a lot. Good matchups pretty much across the board there for that Lina. A lot of setup as well. Rubik and Ricky, both absolute monsters when paired with someone like Alina. I already like where SGG are in their draft a lot more than last game. Last game I think it was a little bit too one-dimensional for my taste. If it works, it works. You just run at them, but having this nice mix of magic and physical damage, good amount of control from your supports. It's good lockdown of the mid lane. The mid lane for Fire was not fantastic. Ended up pretty good at the end, but definitely a rocky start. Getting a little bit more of a even lane there for Fire, definitely desirable to say the least. But it is hard for them to do so up against Alina, against a Ricky rotating in, occasionally a Rubik. Not in a lane that's easy to get a handle on. Wraith King being kicked out. ISGG looking for their last hero in the bottom lane. Slark is actually only okay. I mean, you gotta look towards Slark Juggernaut if ISGG want to make the easy picks. Those are definitely it. It's like, how snowbally do they want to be? How late game do they want to go? I think just getting one of those kind of mid-gamey carry players, carry heroes, probably in their best interests. Ursa is still available. I don't really think he's really incredible here up against the control from Fire's Fire supports. It does seem like just Jug is safe here to go for. We have the Rubik already. I would say Jug over Slark probably, but maybe it's just because I just like the hero more. I'm biased. I'll admit it. It's true. I don't really know if they could switch up their lanes any more than that. I mean, Lina most of the time is going to go towards the mid lane, Legion off, so their options are not really huge right now. They know that odds are their lanes are going to be advantageous. I mean, Fire, they have the Earth Spirit, but Earth Spirit helping out to gank like a Magnus. Ooh, Venge, that's super interesting. Earth Spirit to help out a Magnus is not quite as dangerous as Ricky helping out a Lina. You just don't have that much damage compared to the ISGG side. The Venge, though, definitely an interesting option. I mean, I asked the question, how snowbally do they want to be? It seems like the answer is maximum, maximum snowball-y. Vengeful Spirit is
Remaining.
only a kind of an okay late game hero, but ideally you don't want to get to that stage to begin with.
Reserve time.
You want to snowball, you want to get yourself into a really dominant game state. Kind of win off of that. And just having another stun, chain up with that Rubik, if you're up against the Magnus, lock down the lane a little bit harder, is certainly very powerful. Swap also, pretty nice to have up against the Magnus, and the fact that Vengeful Spirit, yeah, she's a low range hero, granted, but is less likely to get hit with a huge teamfight ultimate from Fire. Makes the Vengeful Spirit pick actually reasonably safe. I don't mind that too much from the ISGG side. Fire, though, they're just going to grab TA. More physical damage. Looks like shoes on the other foot this time. Empower onto TA and or Troll Warlord and ISGG. They are, well, I mean, Legion Commander's, I guess, kind of not super glass cannon-y, but everyone else certainly is. So Fire Dota, looking at some big physical burst. That's where Ricky's Smokescreen going to be at a premium. Best spell in the game right there. But ISGG, they need to play very similar style to the last game. Just run it, you get kills. Again, they'll have a late game backup of Lina Vengeful Spirit, which is not that bad. They have a lot more control options. I do like ISGG's drafts quite a bit, but if they played the same way they played in the last game, I'm not really sure if there's much competition. ISGG just were a lot sloppier in their play. Just heroes getting picked off where they really shouldn't, and Fire didn't have that problem at all. But hey, it's a new game. We'll see if they're able to reset after that, like 3-minute break between games. Definitely a possibility. They gotta go though. Like they're not gonna be able to keep up in farm versus a Troll Warlord and Templar Assassin, even just like brute force wise, on even footing. When you're pushing into towards late game, there's no competition there. Add Empower into the mix, and yeah, you're looking at just no chance of keeping up in farm unless you get a ton of kills, which again is possible. Like they have a set of heroes that really scream get kills all the time. Oh god, we got food delivery, Vietnamese. I had Vietnamese food for lunch. This guy has good taste. Although I'd say Vietnamese food, if you're getting it and then you have to play a game of Dota, oh man, that is such a brutal selection from Flea. I mean, yeah, it's delicious, but he's gonna have to wait like 40 minutes before he can eat it. It's gonna be shitty, man. I feel for you, Flea. They're gonna want to end the game as quickly as possible because Flea has to eat food. If he doesn't eat it soon, it's gonna be mush. It's gonna be terrible. So GG, they have their game plan set out for them at this point. Let's see who's gonna be playing what while we pause. Got Stan King on the Frog Rubik. Lizard Rubik, I don't know. CCNC is on the mid Lina. Got Flea handling that Ricky. Yuar is on the Vengeful Spirit. Got Sneaking handling the LC on the Fire side. Fluff and Stuff's going to be handling the Disruptor. Got TC on the Troll Warlord. Whitebeard rolling out as the Earth Spirit. Got Brink on the Templar Assassin, and it's going to be Brax on the Magnus. Did he just jump? Did that just happen? I think it might have just happened. Whitebeard played insane last game as the Wind Ranger. And it's not really like the most similar gameplay style, but it has some similarities with the Earth Spirit and Wind Ranger. Very positional based. You got to watch your angles a lot. So if Whitebeard is still on the ball, at least as much as he was in the last game, yeah, this Earth Spirit's going to have a pretty large impact. At least as much as an Earth Spirit can have. Again, looking at helping out a Magnus or TA in lane up against someone like a Lina, it's a tough sell for an Earth Spirit. It's not easy to do a lot of damage with an Earth Spirit. You really have to lean on your allies to do that. Looking at it the other way, like Ricky just needs a couple hits and then an LSA to land. It's so easy to get the kills after that. Much more difficult going the other way. So yeah, the Earth Spirit does have his work cut out for him. Once again, Radiant side smoke can move through the dire jungle. Will do nothing except for place an observe ward. But ooh, TC is actually hanging bot. Got Brax moving up towards top lane. Fire are going to throw ISGG a curveball here by putting the Troll Warlord not in the safe lane. expecting the Vengeful Spirit lane. They're going to challenge it. That is fairly bold. And again, Troll Warlord is an okay hero to have in these kind of early brawl openings. His damage is respectable. His survivability is actually quite high. And that's all well and good, but you're going up against a Venge Core. It's pretty much on top of the chart as far as, you know, early game brawling from the core position at least. That's going to be a tough sell. It is going to be much better for Brax, but still not even that great. Like, yeah, he will have a 1v1 melee versus melee matchup. You will have the chance of skewer sneaking into the tower. 2 shots. So yeah, 2 shots in the tower. A couple of right clicks. Really good value there. You will have the Empower. You'll level up and, you know, get some strength out of that. But still, sneaking should be just fine. Pretty much expect the top lane to be an island. Oh, not even worth some of these rotating heroes to go up there. Although for Flea, we'll get rolled in on over towards mid. Halfway at least. The range advantage for the Lina right now. Doing some serious work for her just as she right clicks in. Yeah, Whitebeard kind of forced to hang around this mid lane for as long as the Riki is. And over in bottom, that's the lane that's going to be in challenge the most. Again, Troll Warlord okay at the fighting. Disruptor, really not a huge hero in that. Although, to be fair, Rubik isn't either. So it's kind of a couple of gimped heroes over in bottom lane. Roll in is good, but they lose the detection. They still put a lot of damage to the Riki despite having none. Yeah, a lot of damage being traded, but CC&C, let's see with this build. Expecting a lot of right clicks to be thrown. This very small adaptation in the lane. Usually you just get the stun if you need to, but you don't want the Dragon Slave for the clearing. Fiery Soul for the right clicks. Yeah, maybe if you're up against a melee hero, but a little bit of a twist on the build up for CCC. I think it's going to do him pretty well here. The value in right clicks against Brink. Pretty much the exact same situation as in the last game. Just Brink taking a lot more shots than he's really comfortable taking. No detection on the mid lane means they don't know where the Riki is. The Riki is actually moved down towards bottom. And in the meantime, CC&C got jumped. Kind of. He'll be just fine. The sick power of Arcane Rune on Riki. He's level 2, just doesn't have level 2 skills yet. Well, you are starting to pull ahead and farm. Again, this is a move that Fire makes. Swap Troll Warlord and the Magnus. Not to gain Troll Warlord a lot of power, but to gain Brax a lot of power in the Magnus. It's costing them a little bit of CS here. I mean, TC only with 9 CS. I say only with 9 CS. I mean, he's got 9 CS. Expect him to be probably near the top if he was up on this top lane, but they're going to go for sneaking. Long kick, going to connect. They only have right clicks afterwards, though. Sneaking does not have a heal for himself. Whitebeard has a roll in 5. Is it worth continuing this chase? They have another shockwave. That'll get the kill, actually. I would say it is worth going for the chase. Brax is going to go draw first blood. And Magnus, again, will be just fine. 1v1 up against this Legion Commander. Over towards bottom lane. In the meantime, you are in a very similar situation. Whirling Axe from TC. Doesn't have ranged. Doesn't have melee. Doesn't have anything. Venge will live, albeit barely. Definitely takes a lot more damage than he's comfortable doing. And now over towards mid lane. CC&C gets rolled in on. Already very weak. Just get Whitebeard a very free kill over in mid. That was like a half HP Lina to start things off. Not exactly a hard kill from that point. Fire are starting to turn up the heat. No pun intended. I'm sorry. That will not happen again, guys. You have my sincerest apologies. Getting Whitebeard active in the game. He's level 3. Pretty much the sweet spot for Earth Spirit, where he is going to be, you know, one of the strongest heroes on the map. If not the strongest hero on the map. Get him as much action as you can possibly get. Try to leverage that powerhouse as much as you possibly can. So far, I've been doing a lot of work over in mid, and got to kill it for Brax on top lane. Gonna go back in towards mid. CC&C, he shows himself. I'm pretty sure there's a rolling boulder with his name on it. Again, this is in the context of costing their Troll Warlord. Kind of taking an early hit in TC's power level to kind of smooth it over later on with a stronger Magnus, with a stronger TA. it is not without its risks. Especially if for whatever reason they like stop finding success on these heroes, which doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. But yeah, it is Fire taking a measured risk here in costing their Troll Warlord guaranteed farm in exchange for a couple more extra items, a couple more CS than some of these other heroes. So far it's working out, but if it ever stops working out, then things get really bad, especially with the roll-in missing on sneaking. Not good times. Although, if Whitebeard just stays here, he can still just get the kick. Or just hit him with the stick. That's good too. Got him. Yeah, it's like sneaking should be fine. Jeez, that spill shot. CCNC got messed up. Is still getting messed up by Brink. Yeah, only 2-point side blades. This is perfect range hero. Ricky gonna find TC. Not quite weak enough, and they did see it. They should have seen the rune disappear if they were looking. Flea, yeah, a pretty good scout out here, but not really in a position to do anything other than that. Still just camping out TC. This bottom lane's, again, not really a place where TC can get easy farm. They need to keep getting gold on this TA and on Brax to make this in the long run worthwhile for the team. Or for the Magnus and the TA. Yeah, TC is gonna say, screw all that jazz. I'm gonna go into the jungle. It's gonna be great for the disruptor. Some clean solo experience for him. But the lanes, pretty much other than that, are all at parity. And despite the 2 kills, first blood included for the Fire side, CS-wise, looking fairly even across the board. Although Skewer up on sneaking. Up towards top lane, Kick is way off the mark. They expected her to run. She just straight TP'd. Whitebeard looking a little bit too far into the future there. That's kind of play where a crappy Earth Spirit would have gotten the kill. But because he was too good, he didn't get the kill. Feels bad, man. So that's a RP used. Magnus, definitely worth going for it. But it's going to be a lot less dangerous now that that's off the table. Not really a super long cooldown though. 80 seconds left. Pretty much just used it. Not the end of the world. The situation here for Fire is concerning because there's no one on bottom. And his GG are still getting 3 lanes with the farm. That Shockwave hit nothing. Brax gonna maybe get jumped here. He knows that there's no one in mid. He may not expect an Invis Lina though. It's kind of random. He is playing defensively enough so he shouldn't get caught out by this. There's a smoke screen, and now I think the jig is up. Sick gank. Absolutely massive gank right there. I guess the Lina still is... Okay, not Invis anymore, so yeah. Maybe could have hung around after that first gank and pretended that was a little bit of a feigned gank. Or, you know, just pretend that never happened. That's probably a good idea. Magnus is still pretty happy on top. And with Shockwave, you could just still CS pretty easily, despite being 1v2. TC, he's not playing the game anymore. Fluff and stuff, he's not playing the game anymore. His GG just have more heroes, getting more resources at this stage. That is exactly what they want to be doing with this type of draft. Try to outvalue the enemies. Get in to the enemy base before this Empower can really start stacking up on TC. There's a little bit of downtime between getting level 4 Empower and actually getting the impact to level 4 Empower. Like, obviously you get the farm speed advantage right off the bat, but that farm speed has to translate into something. Doesn't translate into item for a little bit of time. They're going to roll in towards CCNC, RP him, and swarm him. Easy kill on the Lina. Fluff and Stuff's going to arrive, looking for sneaking. They just need a little bit of vision. They're going to go for the Rubik instead, right? No, it's only level 2 Glimpse. Not quite in range. Okay, well, can't get him. But hey, not a big deal. Use another RP, get a kill on the Lina. Totally worth it. This Venge has been entirely ignored, though. Pretty much for the past 8 minutes. Yuar is, not really going to be the best pusher when there's a defender here, but man, is still a hero that is gaining a lot of value on this bottom lane, and is going to, at a certain point, demand an answer from Fire. TC being here is not going to stop Yuar from pushing. It's not going to stop him from farming. They do need 2-3 heroes that actually want to lock down this Venge. Her kind of side spells not being prioritized. Wave of Terror, Venusaur still very low. You what, mate? That was a sick gank. But they will still find a Riki, so we're gonna pretend that was the point the entire time. That was where the value lies. That was the play. Sneaking and start a duel onto Magnus up towards top lane and shred him. My God, that was a lot of damage. Okay, well, Brax is dead. They're gonna clear off a 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, ancient stack over in the meantime. Brink is gonna get super accelerated off of that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But again, no responses for Yuar. Vengeful Spirit right now is definitely a powerful hero, but in the context of the entire game, really does need just level 10, level 11. Get these kind of other 2 skills up, then she becomes really dangerous. Once she gets level 2 swap, you can pretty much go into any lane as is GG and force fights, and it'll be very, very likely that you win those engagements because of how broken level 2 swap is. Yuar is going to get there pretty easily. He's even going to get there with the Hand of Midas Accelerant. And it looks like he wants to go there right now, actually. Level 8 Venge is still a powerhouse. Magic Missile, at the very worst, is still a huge nuke. Plus stun. We'll go into quite a few heroes with RP and Static Storm. Flee, Yuar, not a great spot, but they will focus down onto the Disruptor, skewer in from the Magnus, still silenced. They drop a Static Storm onto the Vengeful Spirit, and they'll do her in very quickly. Sneaking now is going to get RP before he can set up the duel. Brink is still going to start picking that fight. Now with the smoke screen, TA is not doing a terribly bad job here, but the duel still will be not won. Well, we'll get the kill anyway. Brax very low on his way out. Overwhelming odds. One more shot, gonna get the kill. And we'll be Whitebeard, the sole survivor after all is said and done. He's got his ultimate on 3 heroes, but I don't think it's gonna take any of them out. Stan King's gonna get purged. CCNC and Sneaking will both be okay as well. It will be IsGG to get away with a pretty nice win here, unless they can kill CCNC. There's a lot of damage going in towards Fluff. Sonic Traps, TC completely off map, pushing the entire time, so tower advantage for Fire after all is said and done. The kill advantage definitely in favor of IsGG. We're going to look to push in just a little bit more. That smoke screen, best skill in the game. So backbreaking when you're Magnus. I mean, you got to take your RPs. You see the 2-man opportunity, but if you're silenced, right? There's nothing you can do about it. Sneaking. Yeah, I think he's dead, right? Field is going to go up, wall him off, but he's going to turn around, get a kill on Fluff before he himself goes down, skewer out into Brink. We'll get the kill eventually on the Legion Commander, but Legion secures the tower and gets the Disruptor kill on the way out. Not bad at all. This game is very even at this stage. Actually, that's not quite true. I think IsGG have a little bit of an advantage here. Maybe a little bit more than the metrics even imply. But they have an untouched Vengeful Spirit. They don't really yet have to worry about a Troll Warlord getting super accelerated from a Magnus. And speaking of Magnus, he's in a little bit of trouble here. Smoke Screen going to keep him in. Ultimate from the Riki, not quite going to do it. And now the Riki is so boned. Yuar still here, jumping for Sneaking. Got a Blink Dagger, swap out. Going to keep Yuar safe. They get the duel and the Laguna onto Whitebeard. Getting 2 for 1, plus a tower. And this is where IsGG are now very far ahead. Because they, yes, gave a lot of extra benefit to Fire into this Magnus. He has not started to get powerful enough to get TC powerful enough, and therefore it just seems like Fire are down a hero. Looking at all of IsGG's heroes, Got a Legion with a Blink Dagger, obviously scary. Lina is level 11, so level 2 Laguna Blade right around the corner. Plus a Vengeful Spirit with, again, level 2 Ultimate right around the corner. All these heroes are up and active for his GG, whereas the Troll Warlord got a tower for the team, which is kind of nice, but if he gets into a fight, he is not going to have a good time unless his allies land the biggest ultimates of all time. What Fire need to do right now is try to find a way to hit the brakes. Split push if they can. Make sure they don't get picked off while doing so, because if you do that, it'd be really bad. And, well, they're not really looking too great on this bottom lane in that regard. Brink is dead. Reinforcements are coming in. Kind of slowly. Brack does have a Blink Dagger. It's a surprise. They want CC and C. I think it's just worth the Blink RP right now. Gonna Blink, skewer him into the Troll Warlord. And with the smoke screen, we'll still get the kill. They're looking at Stan King now. Fluff and Stuff gonna put up a wall. Will catch the Rubik. Jump in duel. Brax is in a lot of trouble. Will still end the RP because the Static Storm dropped before the duel. And now Legion is in a lot of trouble. TC's gonna charge in for more. Can't quite catch up to him. Whitebeard still taking shots here. Zuar's gonna swap himself in. Get the kill with the Magic Missile. And now looking for TC. Overwhelming odds from sneaking. Still has that duel. Gets a what the range? That was the most ridiculous duel range I've ever seen. TC can do a lot of damage sneaking, and you are, but no one's there to land a final blow. Magnus already on his way out. 11-10 is GG. Take a little bit of rough engagement there, but ultimately they clean up with the Venge with the Legion Commander and then lose the Riki, as I fail to pay attention. Brax does get out of there. The team fight spells on Fire, landing pretty darn well. But again, that's really where you need your Troll Warlord. If he had safe lane worth of farm, just one and the extra item, add a Yasha into that fight. You know, not really a huge item, but a reasonable item. That would have been super different. Just that additional bump of damage would have probably given them... I mean, he was cleaving through two heroes evenly, so... I mean, just a little bit extra damage. Could have easily turned that around, given Troll Warlord a dual win plus 2 kills. I guess a dual win plus 1 kill? 2 kills plus dual damage, let's say. Sneaking gonna jump in for some extra dual damage over in mid. TC is here. Whitebeard gonna get swapped out, stunned up out of his role. And he's gonna take a lot of damage here. Doesn't land an ultimate onto 3 heroes. TC wants to chase, but there's no one really to help him out to do so. Stan King TP out will be just fine. Brink gonna play a little bit on the edge here. Wants to go for Yuar, but gets baited into smokescreen. His refraction will hold for a lot of damage, but not quite enough. His backup is nowhere nearby. And Brink deciding to go in. He's gonna pull in his GG from last game. Randomly go in for really not that much benefit. TA has the Blink Dagger, but we're looking at Avenge here. Level 12. Pretty darn bulky. I mean, just off of her base stats, if she had no items, a level 12 Venge is actually pretty hard to kill because of her stat growth, but has a ton of armor. Like, 22 armor at this stage, that's with a little bit of extra tower armor, but, you know, 20-ish armor. That's absolutely ridiculous, man. He's 12 at this stage. Sneaking is going to jump in, catch Brax, skewer into duel, all according to the plan. Easy duel win for Sneaking. 62 total at this stage. And ISGG are just all over Fire. Fires need to stall. They need to buy some time, but ISGG are not letting them get that time. Fluff got wrecked in his dewarding as well. Feels super bad. And ISGG are just keeping up this pressure. I mean, it's pretty much what you want to do with any given Vengeful Spirit draft. But especially when the enemy side puts a lot of their eggs into this kind of late game Troll Warlord basket. If you're able to lock them down this early, keep them locked down, then there's not much you have to worry about. At this point, even if they do get hit by, you know, RP, Static Storm, 2 or 3 heroes, they can probably battle through that as long as Yoar or CCNC are not hit by that. And all that takes is just half a brain from either of these two, and I'm pretty sure they have that. Tier 1 down, Tier 2 down. Fire taking some serious losses here. Again, they don't really have any other options here. They cannot fight this. They're just not powerful enough. So they got a split push, but again, losing heroes and split pushing, that's a bad way to go. Flea's going to take a shockwave to the face. Brink should have a blink out soon. Maybe not. So he already used it, actually. Now Sneaky's going to come in. Dual damage. Baby. Gets stunned up and is taking a lot of damage again, but will still win. A little bit too close for comfort. Blink RP. Shockwave. Where's the follow-up? Roll in. TC has arrived as well. Rubik is going to get dusted up and he will fall down. Vengeful Spirit on her way out as well. Stunned by the rock. TCNC is going to arrive. Try to bolt down the Magnus. Will get the kill, but has two very angry heroes on her ass. And CCNC is in a rough spot. Sneaking in the meantime, going to kill off Fluff and stuff. CCNC grabs Travels. Extra movement speed there. Another roll in. Juked out. CCNC with the runaway play is going to be just fine. Ultimately, though, 3 for 3. Very sloppy engagement from both sides. But at this stage, if Fire take a even exchange, despite not killing off, you know, some really heavy hitters, the Lina, Legion Commander, that is still fine for them. As long as they're breaking even, as long as TC is still getting some value, that should be okay for Team Fire. But again, you're looking at ISGG. They're not going to be too banged up about that either. They got dual damage from Legion Commander up to plus 76 now. Her and the Lina both survive, so you know, two of the more important heroes, two of the more valuable heroes still walking about. Been opening up the Roshan opportunity. Blink Dagger in 5, but I think Roshan's going to be dead by then. Oh, Blink Dagger. Skewer in, trying for it. Brax, clean Blink out, is going to glimmer himself away. Shadow Amulet, rather. And that should be that. Very close timing there. But ISGG are not stopping, man. They're going to keep on rolling into this tower. RP, 16 seconds. I don't even think that's relevant. You're looking at a double life lean at this point with pretty much an instant respawn. I didn't take the respawn talents. Not quite instant respawn. Very quick respawn with Travels. Got to kill her off quite a few times, especially given how long and drawn out these engagements have been. The Fire's high ground defense is substantial. They have the RP, they have the Static Storm. You know, maybe their clearing has a little bit to be desired, just a Shockwave in that regard, but you know, that is the point of the game where they're at right now. Not much they can do about it. Again, split push is gonna... They kind of have to do it, but at the same time, every single time they tried, someone has died. It's been TA every single time, actually. That's where Ricky comes into play. That's where level 2 swap comes into play. Blink Daggers come into play. You gotta try to buy time, but there's only so many ways to do it. Fire. See Lina? Don't even get the bounty rune. That feels pretty bad. And now Fire are going to be pretty surrounded. Although they are in a pretty good spot to land their ultimates right now. Sneaking's going to jump in. RP only lands onto the Ricky. They'll take her down first thing. Stackstorm going to keep the Legion Commander out of this fight, but still striking into TC, who's going to turn and try to race her. That's not going to happen. Brings in the middle of the fight with double damage rune. Is doing a lot of damage, but can't quite get any last hits. Looking for UR, but will get obliterated in response. CCNC will lose his Aegis. But everyone from ISGG actually have fallen at this stage. Whitebeard also took out the last one. CCNC is back. There's a weak disruptor off to his side. He has no idea. He's going to go in towards the lane. Fire with a double damage TA. Just enough gas in the tank. And now CCNC poking out Whitebeard. Stun, Shockwave. He's got to be a little bit careful here. Well, the Whitebeard's going to slow roll out of... No, not out of there. Up there. They still want this Lina. This Lina still is... What? Okay. We found Fluff and stuff, I guess. That's a totally intentional... high effort kill on the Lina's part. And we'll get a bonus kill on the way out. I have no idea what that was, guys. I have literally no idea. But hey, I mean, at this point, we've come to expect things like that to happen, right? It's happened way too many times at this point to just be coincidence. We're way past that. But still, these engagements have been much better for Fire than I really expected. ISGG, their Ricky got obliterated first thing. Usually you at least get Tricks of the Trade-off, but RP only one onto the Ricky. They at least brought him down before he was able to get that ult off. If you RP a Ricky solo, you're not able to actually kill him off before he gets into that ult. There's like a 0% chance you win that fight. TC with Empower. Starting to do some deeps. TA also with that double damage rune. Saw some pretty nice action from those two, not to mention the fact that Whitebeard had magnetize, I think, on 3 or 4 heroes by the end of it. An okay ultimate, above average from Whitebeard. Fire are taking these engagements, but if they ever get picked off, in a situation where they're not full 5-on-5, the gates are wide open for ISGG to start poking at the high ground. And by poking, I mean with the Wrecking Ball, because they have a lot of power here. Lena's gone for the right-click damage, has a Shadow Blade as well, so she just by herself can tear down structures, not to mention the fact that she's amplified by the Vengeful Spirit, who can also help, plus has the Aura. So yeah, Lena is hitting for 200 without the Aura, plus that's like a million attack speed from Fiery Soul. It's pretty ridiculous how much siege power they have. Blink Skewer can only get you so far. At this point, Fire locked in their base. There aren't even any like enemy heroes nearby. They just are very scared, as well they should be. If Fire ever stop farming, they're in a really bad spot. Gotta keep leveraging that in power. You need to keep this Troll Warlord farming for those extra items. Getting these extra talents. Plus 40 damage. Pretty sure that's what they want. Spirit is only level 16. Very far off for TC. Smoke up for an ambush play. The element of surprise might just get them a little bit of something. Brax has the Shadow Blade to lead just in case, you know, something does break the smoke. But it's unsuccessful. And ISGG, just a pure read on their part. They don't see anyone farming, or they didn't see anyone farming, so no one pushing out the waves. You can assume that there's going to be some sort of smoke shenanigans. So I actually don't mind this move that much from SGG. They know that like Fire are not going to leave their base and just separate and farm. If they're going to farm, they're going to farm as Fire, because they know that if they get picked off, then yeah, things are looking real bad. They're most likely going to stay very heavily grouped up and farm. And that means that ISGG, as long as they play at all decently, just, you know, keep your eyes open, keep the Ricky moving around the map, they can spread out and farm, which means, of course, they get further ahead faster than the enemy. Yes, it is going to give them some time with the Troll Warlord in power to get back into a reasonable farm state for the Troll. But ISGG just playing the map right now. Gem on the Ricky. Been up for a little bit now. Gonna take another sweep through the enemy jungle. Keep Fire blind. And this is a desperate situation for Fire. And if you ever see a team 5-man farming, they're either very far ahead or very far behind. And, well, it's not a situation where Fire are very far ahead. The TA, Troll, still have a reasonable degree of farm. But it is starting to look more like a game where they have to hope to land an RP on more than just a Ricky. At a certain point, not quite going to cut it. Between the Shadow Blade and the Blink Dagger, though, I mean, of course, that fight over here was a total surprise from Brax. Had, you know, zero chance for preparation. Kind of just reflexively threw it out. RP on 2 and or an RP on Lena. I'm pretty sure that'll just be good enough. Just keep her stunned throughout the fight so she's not right-clicking. Because again, she does some above average damage with her build. She is actually terrifying. You gotta keep her stunned. Kill off her allies. I'm not really sure if that's the best way to go, but seems like they don't really have that many other options. Earth Spirit grabbing an Enchant Remnant. Pretty big deal. Whitebeard's actually getting a lot more farm than I expected. 9k net worth. Above the 5k of the enemy Rubik. Oh, but then you have... What the hell happened here? Wait, what? Has this always been the case? I mean, I knew Fluff and Stuff was not having a good game. Like, that's just like been in the back of my mind. I see a disruptor, on the bottom of the net worth chart, and it's standard for me, but really, man. Really. This is by far the worst farmed hero I've ever seen 30 minutes in the game. And thank you, Clock, for making it so I could say a clean 30 minutes in the game. This is like... See, if he had like 1,000 gold, it'll be sad. Sad funny. But this is like just sad sad. Like, this is kids starving in Africa sad. Guys, press F for fire fluff and stuff. Oh no! No, no, not like this! Fluff and stuff is at least not gonna get dual killed? No, he's gonna get dual killed. Bro, why you gotta be like that? Why do you have to throw the magic missile also? Why? Just why? That is not cool at all. $430 net worth. He has boots. He has boots. Ladies and gentlemen, Fluff and Stuff has boots. 30 minutes in the game. Can Magnus give him power to the Disruptor to help him farm faster? Is that how that works? Can we do that? He desperately needs it. But man, in the meantime, we're going to call that play Space Creation. Because the Earth Spirit picked up that, what, 300 gold he needed extra for that Aghanim Scepter. TC, S, and Y is up, with BKB on the way. Got Brink, Desolator BKB on the Templar Assassin. The Fire Heroes have enough items to take a pretty decent fight. They're not going to feel comfortable about it, but it's at least possible. And Fluff and Stuff is also here. 20 seconds, he'll be somewhat useful for the team. Man, this game state, just look at this. Fire in their base, scared. In the meantime, is GG farming Yuar, pushing mid lane with sneaking, farming the jungle camps. Oof. It's 3 sources of income versus the 0 sources of income for Fire. I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out who that's going to benefit. If Fire move out, it has to be under cover of smoke. They will most likely get their smoke popped by a Ricky, because that's exactly why he's here. Expressly to pop smokes to see heroes moving out. Best smoke, I guess, would be like something like this. Like, I think that's the only way that the smoke actually does anything. Maybe top around like that. Either way, it's not pretty. Of course, they is GG have the double life on the Lina. She has at this point enough right click power to start chipping at the towers if she so desires. But it looks like IsGG want to just start choking the life out of Fire, holding their head down for the final bubble stop. They're in no rush. They know that they're getting more gold than the Fire side, because Lina tends to farm pretty quickly. And everyone else on the team really doesn't need all that much. I mean, Vengeful Spirit at this point, she does a lot of damage, but she does a deceptive amount of damage. That's the real threat of Vengeful Spirit core. You're always like, oh, well, it's a Vengeful Spirit. And then she kicks your ass because you decide not to focus her. If you try to focus her, she's a 2100 HP hero with 30 armor. It's not going to go well. It's going to take you a very long time to kill her off, but you are damned if you do. You are damned if you do not. Gotta just make a decision and stick to it. Aegis is going to be running low on duration soon enough. Brax blinking forward. Will probably make clean retreat. Whitebeard going to grab a Legion Commander. Grand Theft Legion sneaking the pop of BKB and just run out of there, though. Yuar is also here. They get the duel onto the Disruptor. Poor guy, but the Troll Warlord got the bashes onto Legion Commander. Not taking enough damage, though. TC, his damage output just isn't high enough, and Sneaking will just walk out of here. Ultimate from Whitebeard still available. Brax, though, has used his ultimate. And they've also lost the Disruptor, because obviously they lost the Disruptor. Jumping from Brax. Once again, gonna grab another hero. It's Yuar this time. He does not have a swap to get himself out, but he's so tanky. He's just not dying. He's gonna get out of there with the heal from the Legion Commander. Now even with the Shrines, TC getting out-damaged by this Lina from range. She's taking no damage herself. Buyback from the Magnus. They need another Skewer, but both Skewers, both hijacks of these heroes have done nothing, because IsGG are just that far ahead. Now they're gonna grab at least range racks. We get poked at. Brax looking at another Blink Skewer. We'll get his Blink Dagger canceled, though, so hard to Blink Skewer without that. TC can throw some axes. Shiva's guard is there. Brink can at least dodge that LSA, but the right click on TC is so huge. And the lightning just going to be chucked in towards Fluff and Stuff. Just dead by the AoE. They dual Brax. They kill him off. They will once again hijack the Lina. But at this point, it's too late. Everyone on fire. Going to fall. That's only the first life of the Fire Lady. She'll be back with a vengeance. And Brink, not really sure if you want to do this, bro. I mean, you are a Templar Assassin, I guess, but it doesn't seem like a good plan to me. That's an absolute massacre. And what IZG have lost? The big fat goose egg. That's got to be GG. We're going to a game 3, guys. Slowly choke out their life force. Let the Lina just sit back and right-click things. And for Fire, they just couldn't get enough farm. You put all your assets into into an Empower play. Ooh, it's rough if that play doesn't work out. Now, I'm not going to say that the Magnus top lane and Troll Warlord bottom was not the right move. I'm just going to say that the move didn't work out for them. So that means we're going to go into a game 3, guys. Again, this is being played concurrently with another best of 3. We're going to have winner versus winner right after this. So another best of 3 right afterwards. I'm Mike Loris, and I'll be right back in just a little bit.